Hello, my name is Joan Nichols, and I am going to be teaching you active yoga today. We're going to be starting with some integration after our breath work. I'm not going to be using music today, so if you have something that you would like to put on, please do so. Also, you will need a couple of blocks for this practice. Some suggestions in terms of music would be my favorite, Michael Franti, or Deva Premal. Both have wonderful music that is appropriate for an active yoga class. Other thoughts would be to just simply listen to the sounds of nature, either on a recording or, if weather is permitting, go outside. Let's begin. Let's take 4 deep breaths, reaching the arms up and over the head. Inhale, reach up, and follow the hands back in front of the chest. 3 more times. So we're starting to reach and lengthen the side body and press the hands with purpose into each other, engaging the chest. 2 more times. So we're matching our movement with our breath. On the extension, there is inhale. As we come back to center, there is exhale. Let's continue moving right into a seated cat-cow. Breath in, exhale, breath out. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Coming into neutral, let's go ahead and set up our blocks to open up the chest as we integrate into our active practice. Taking 1 block on the medium height, this will support our head. We're taking the second block on the low height, which will support the space directly beneath the heart. As we come into this chest opener, it is, in essence, your first back bend of practice. Make sure, again, that this block fits between the shoulder blades and is directly underneath your heart. Make any movement you need to so that fits properly. The second block goes beneath the skull, directly behind the eyes. We avoid anything in the cervical spine. The arms externally rotate so that the palms are facing the ceiling. Elbows are gently bent. Now the legs can remain bent if you'd like, or extend outward and let the toes move out towards the side. We're going to pause here for 1 minute, approximately 10 breaths. I invite you to soften or close your eyes as you begin to place your awareness at the rims of your nostrils. As crazy as that may sound, it is a wonderful anchor for you to come back to over and over again in the practice of staying present. Begin to notice which part of your breath has warmth in it and which part of the breath is it cooler around the rims of the nostrils. Go in as you observe. So as we move from the busyness of our day into our practice, we're taking this time to purposefully transition opening up across the chest, letting the breath deepen. Beginning to let go of what no longer matters or what is no longer serving us. 4 more breaths, slow and deep. And as we begin that last breath in that series, let's firm up the legs if the legs were extended, as if you are standing on them in Tadasana. Begin to reach the arms towards the space above you. Stretch through the fingertips. Slowly release the arms, walk the feet inwards, remove the blocks and set them to your side. Come back to your back. So right now we're going to just let the back settle and let that sensation dissolve as we toe heel the feet apart and lean the knees inward. Feel the breath through the hands with one hand on the heart and one hand on your navel center. As we begin to now release the hands, we're going to open up the knees slightly and lean them over towards the right. But we're just going to start to work across into these gentle spinal twists for the lower body. So we're moving over to the left. Again, matching movement and breath. Coming back to the center and over to the right. Witnessing the navel center pulling towards the spine. And let's do one more. Coming back into our center. Toe heel the feet together. Adjust the back. Let the knees come in. And we're just going to rock along the spine. Back and forth. Just letting that energy start to move. Getting it unstuck. And then let's do 2 more. And as we do this next one, we're going to start to work right into all fours. Work it a little bit side to side. And then sink the hips over your heels. So as we come into child's pose, a couple of options. You can either keep the femur bones parallel, and that's going to give you more space into the lower back, or you can go ahead and open up the knees, and that's going to give you more space for breath. So start to tune into what is it that your body needs in this moment. And quite honestly, if you're not sure, try both, and then make your choice. Begin to feel the mat beneath your hands. Increase the volume of your breath. Walk the hands further forward so that the elbows are lifted and arms are engaging. Slowly move into full plank. So here we're actively pushing the floor away from us as we're actively pushing out through the heels and letting the crown move forward. Eye gaze is the tip of your mat. One more breath. Exhale, down dog. So as we're coming into down dog, this is a great time to play. You can wiggle the tail, lift and lower the heels. Start to acclimate into this pose. Palms press deep. Arms engage. The back of the legs lengthen. The spine is in an inverted position. Let the breath grow deeper. And now let's lift our heels. And then bend the knees, hug your navel center in. We want to avoid banana back. And then press the heels out. Let's go ahead and lift up through the right leg. Bend this. Now we're going to lift up that left heel, lift up the right palm, and pause. Flex your right foot. Anchor deep into your left hand. Exhale and release. Beautiful. Give it a little shake. Kind of work the knees. Kind of shake out the body, shake out the head. And let's take it to the second side. So, inhale, left leg, foot flex, bend, lift up through that right heel, and now lift up through your left palm. Anchor deeply into the right hand. Feel the space in the body as you create it. Exhale and release. Slowly walk your hands backwards because it's fun and we're strengthening the arms. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and release. Roll to standing, reaching to the sky. Exhale the hands to the heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Fingertips stay to the floor. Inhale to a half lift or an extended spine. So the difference, this is a half lift. Core is engaged, of course. And then this is an extended spine, either here or here. Knees can be flexed or extended. I tend to have them more flexed because it feels better on my back. Walk the hands forward. Downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down dog. Take as many steps as you need to get to the top of your mat. Forward fold. See if you can let your head go. Kind of just let it go. Let your eye gaze be in between the legs. And then slowly, and again, actively push down into the feet as you hug in and roll up to standing pose. Hands to heart, Tadasana. Let's begin moving right into Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salutation A version. Hands to the side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive. We will modify the first two. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Moving forward into plank. Plank to the knees. One tricep push-ups with the heels high. Back into plank. Into down dog. Feet are roughly hip distance apart. Hands are actively pressing down into the mat. And the muscles of our body are hugging inward towards the bones. Inhale, up right leg. Look forward, step through. Follow it with your left. Half lift or extended spine, your choice. Release, let the head go. Roll all the way up, actively pushing down to come up, hands to heart. Begin again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, bend knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. So again, we're modifying this next one. So it's allowing us choice. Plank, plank to knees, one tricep push up. It's also developing the strength that we need to move into the full flow safely. So this is when we let go of expectation, letting go of the ego, letting go of what we think we should do, and be where we need to be. Inhale up, left leg. Step it through. Follow it with the right. Half lift. Let go. Roll to standing. Again, actively pushing down to reach up. Hands to heart. Beautiful. We're going to do 2 more sun A's. This time I'm going to be cueing for full flow. Please do what works best in your body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank. Crocodile. Elbows in. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Let the head go. Feet are hip distance apart. 3 more breaths here. So we're firing up into the breath of Ujjayi, our big victorious breath. Inhale, upright leg, look forward, step through. Follow it with the left. Half lift. Let go. Rise up. Finish. Begin again. Reach up. Swan dive. Inhale. Plank pose. Crocodile. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Beautiful. So the breath should be starting to fire up. Looking forward, left leg lifts. Step through. Follow it. Half lift or extended spine. Let go. Roll up. Hands to heart. Complete. Surya Namaskara B, bend the knees. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, half lift or extended spine. Plank pose. Crocodile. Push out through the heels. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg, step through. Crescent lunge or warrior 1. Choice is yours. Release. Plank. Crocodile. Push out through the heels. Lift up through the heart. Downward dog. Left leg forward. Crescent or warrior 1. Release. Flow. Beautiful. Take a moment to tune into your breath. Tune into the pace of your heart. Notice what's beginning to warm on you, open for you. See what you can let go of. Let's go ahead, step out, right leg. Follow it with your left. Half lift. Release. Bend the knees. Reach up. Bow through. Second one. Half lift. Plank pose. Crocodile. Up dog. Down dog. Right leg forward. Warrior 1. Release. Flow. Left leg. Warrior 1. Pause. Shake your head, maybe put a little smile on your face. Look forward. Step left, right. Half lift. Let go. Bend the knees. Reach up. Beautiful. Let's go right into grand salutation. Circle, sweep, lift. Swan dive. One sweep of the hand. Remember to guide the core in. Reach back up. Bow through. Half lift. Right leg back. Crescent lunge. So we're stepping back as if we are on narrow train tracks. Pivot open, warrior two, strong and true. Peaceful. Arms come down and around. Here's that 3-point down dog or regular dog, your choice. And then take the flow that works best in your body. Modified or unmodified, you get to choose. How cool is that? Inhale up, right leg. That's how you customize your practice. Step through. Twist open to the right. Optional bind if you'd like to take it. Exhale and release. We're going to come into half split. Ardha Hanumanasana. Beautiful. Here comes a little bit of a spring up. Half moon. Flex through the upper leg. This might be a great spot for your block underneath the right hand. And again, that depends on how your hamstring feels. Slowly and carefully, we're landing in warrior two. Strong feet, deep connection, front heel to back arch alignment. Peaceful. The arms are going to come down and around. Runner's lunge. Pause. Step. Half lift. Let go. Bend knees. Reach up. Begin again. Circle, sweep up. Swan dive. Hug in. Reach back up. Push strongly through your feet so you can feel your legs engage. Bow forward. Half lift. This time it is the left leg that goes back for our crescent lunge to start the pattern again. Pivot open, warrior two. Peaceful. Down and around. Choice, 3-point down dog or regular dog. Take the flow. Left leg up. Step through. Here's your twist. Optional bind. So when we come into the bind, we want to make sure that we're above the kneecap. Chest remains open. Release. Half move, or Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. It's a nice hamstring stretch. Also stretches out the bottom of your foot. Go ahead, springing gently into half moon. Remember that the upper leg, foot is flexed. Upper hand, engage. Almost like you're palming a basketball. Warrior two. Slowly and carefully. Making any adjustments that you need to so that you're aligning the body properly. So if we don't land in it just right, it's okay. But fix it in terms of make sure that it is properly aligned before you charge into it. Take it into peaceful. Arms are going to come down and around. And once again, we're in that runner's lunge. Let's step forward. Half lift. Let go. Bend knees. Reach up. Circle, sweep, lift. Swan dive. One sweep takes you back up. Bow through. Right leg goes back. Crescent lunge. So with this pattern, we're going to just change it up a bit. Lace the hands. Pivot back foot. There's your warrior one. Slowly reaching the chest forward. We're working into humble warrior. As we do so, this knee is either going to stay gently behind the front leg or we're going to align it directly over the ankle. Hands clasp. So now as we let the left rib come onto that inside thigh, bow the head. Stay strong and connected through the feet. Inhale the arms up. And again, that's always optional. Slowly as we release, we're going to come back into crescent lunge. Squeeze those inner thighs together for balance. Bow through. 3-point down dog. Now here's a choice. You can stay right here. You can flow or flip. So when we flip, we're reaching the hips up. We're stable through the base. If you want to do wild thing, that's an option. Coming through, we're going to now take this left hand down and we're going to come into side plank. Release. Plank pose. Push out through your feet. Feel your strength. Hug in, down dog. Right leg lifts. Step it through. Take it right to warrior two. So as we're coming into warrior two here, strong arms. Double check this backhand, because this is the hand, since we're not looking at it, that tends to have a mind of its own and it usually drops. So just kind of tune into that. Feel your power here. Feel your strength. This is a challenging pose. It helps to remind you to move out of your comfort zone. Allows you to expand. So let's go ahead. Take it right into peaceful warrior. Pause. So we're really opening up this side of the body. Now, lengthen that front leg. Keep reaching actively. You're actively reaching behind you. Or to the side of you, I really should say. Reach. Trikonasana. So with Trikonasana, depending on how our hamstrings feel, you may want to take your block. Rib over rib. Shoulder over shoulder. Length on both sides of the body. Then if you like, take the arm up. If you prefer to keep it onto the hip, totally fine. This is another nice way of finessing the pose. Avoid bowing forward. Tune into where your spine is. Beautiful. Now, hand to the hip. Little flexion to this front leg. Walk with your block and you're going to come into a half moon. And this time we're going to get more extension. Reaching upward. Take another breath. And then slowly square off the pelvis and land the foot. Half lift. Step and release. Bend the knees. Tadasana. And let's begin again. Circle sweep lift. Swan dive. One sweep brings us back up. Breath in. Bow through. Inhale, half lift. Left leg goes back. Crescent lunge. So we're starting the pattern all over again. Option, humble warrior. So base of warrior one. Slowly releasing. Coming through. Letting the head gently bow. As we release, remember to hug your inner thighs in together, reaching upward. Beautiful. Take it down. 3-point down dog. Remember, here is your place of choice. Flip, flow, or stay. Reaching, expanding. Slowly come into side plank, right arm down. So we're working second side. Slowly release, plank pose. Exhale, down dog. Inhale up, right leg, or pardon me, left leg. Step it through. Warrior 2. So again, here is where we become strong and true. Pay attention to the back arm. Slowly take it deeper. Push out through the pinky edge of that back foot. Coming into peaceful. Actively reaching towards that side wall. Lengthen that front leg. Taking it into triangle pose. Pressing deep into our legs. Reaching up, find expansion. Remember, let the ribs extend. Squeeze through the thighs. Push into your feet. Reach up through the hand. Hand to hip. Little flexion into that front leg. Walk with the block. Half moon. Activate your foot. Squeeze through your thighs. Keep reaching. Slowly release. Foot next to foot. Half lift. Let go. Roll to the standing position. Reach up. Hands to heart. Beautiful. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach. Circle, sweep, lift. Exhale, swan dive. One sweep of the hands returns you to standing. Exhale, bow through. Inhale, half lift. Step back, take your final flow. Pause here. So hopefully you've built a lot of heat into the body. Now we're going to take advantage of that. So as we come down, we're going to now transition onto our seat, right into boat pose. Low boat. Bend the knees, reach the legs, low boat. Bend the knees, reach the legs. So high boat, low boat. Row, up, down. One more. Reach. Beautiful. So let's take the left leg in and the right leg out. Coming into sage pose. So take your right hand behind your right hip. Reach up with the left hand. Come into a little bit of a forward action here. Now, if you need to hold on to your pants, totally fine. If you need to use a strap, totally fine. But right now, we have one hand's distance between the inner thigh and the inner foot. And we have so much sensation into this foot, we could gently lift, okay? So that's where we want to have a lot of deep connection, is through this foot. Optional bind. Working into the opening of the shoulders. So with all of the flowing that we did, it's really good that we put some opening into the shoulders. That's why we did that chest opener at the beginning of practice also. A little bit of a bow if you'd like to take it. Remember to keep your right foot fully flexed. Slowly release. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Pull in. Check. And again, lots of energy into that foot. So again, we could pause right where we are, or we can go ahead and take the bind. If we choose the bind, again, we're keeping very flexed through the left foot, pushing down into the right, hug the navel center in, and a little bit of a bow. Letting the shoulders release. Beautiful. Let's come on up. From here, let's reach up. Exhale, bow forward. A little bit of a release. Inhale, rise up. Open and expand, moving right into our reverse tabletop. Taking the left foot over, creating that figure 4, and coming right into a seated pigeons pose. If you'd like to roll this onto your back, totally fine. Couple things. Keep the ankle bone on the outside of the thigh and that foot flexed. Hands are being supportive around the hamstring, or if you'd like, you can place them behind you. Since they are not weight-bearing, fingertips can point behind you. If you'd like to take this a little deeper and move into Cradle the Baby, work the foot to the bend of the arm and hug inward. To start this pose, you may want to work it here first. So again, you're going to tune in to what works best in your body. And that's where we'll go. Let's hold this for 5 more breaths. If you want to add a little rock, I have a tendency to do that. You may enjoy it also. And then we're going to slowly place this foot either to the inside or to the outside of your leg. You're going to lengthen the spine, and then you're going to gently twist over to one side. Take another breath. And then we're going to release. As we release, inhale up. Exhale, gentle forward fold. Inhale, rise back up. This is where we'll come into the reverse tabletop. And it is the right leg that will come across. And we'll set down. Okay. So we're in that figure 4. And again, if we need to take it onto our backs, we can do so. Stay with your breath. If you'd like to work into Cradle the Baby, again, this foot's going to remain flexed. We could support here, Or we can start to take it here. Your choice. I know for me, for today, on this side, it actually is working better if I stay in the seated pigeons pose. 5 more breaths. Let's go ahead and release. And as we release, we're going to now take this leg either across or keep it on the inside and give your twist. And then release. And let's do the right side. Since that's the side I forgot. And then go ahead and release. As we release, we're taking it down onto the floor. We're going to take it into the knees to chest. From knees to chest, we're going to come into Happy Baby. Happy Baby, we can offer a little bit of a rock, side to side. And then we can go ahead and work it into L pose, gently pointing and flexing the feet. Let's do this for 3 more breaths. And always remember that if you'd like to stay in L pose for the resting sequence, you're more than welcome to do so. Some options, if that's where you want to take it, would be to place a block underneath the sacrum or take this pose up against the wall and let your feet and legs relax on the wall. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and bend the legs. Hug the navel center down as we rise up, coming into a gentle ball, reaching either for the bottoms of the feet or the bottoms of the legs and hugging inward. Take another breath here. And then as we exhale, we're going to come into Shavasana. So with Shavasana, we can keep the legs extending outward for the classical expression. For the non-classical expression, or what we refer to as constructive rest, we're going to let the feet be wider than the hips, lean the knees inward, and the hands can either rest to the side or onto the ribs. Go ahead and rest. As you rest, I'm going to come to a seated position. Today I'm going to read from a book called 111 Invitations by Barb Klein. Today's poem is called Wake Up. Wake up. Conscious living, mindful choices, being awake and aware. Herein lies the magic to create the life I desire and that I deserve. Too often we float through life in a dreamlike trance, sleepwalking through the motions, unaware of what we are doing, paying no attention, losing time in moments and in days. Wake up. Wake up and choose who I want to be, how I want to be, and what this beautiful life of mine will look like today. What will it reflect about me? How will it nourish me? What will be meaningful, fulfilling, and exciting in a life lived consciously? How will I spend my time? Who will I spend it with? And how will I honor my mind, body, and spirit? As we intentionally move from our practice back into our day, begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes as you take one more full body stretch. Slowly coming to one side, like you're going to take a nap. Keep your head supported. Notice what might have changed for you during this time together. And then when you're ready, come to the seated position that works best in your body in this moment. Together, let's draw a breath in, letting the arms rise up. Follow the hands as they make their way past your thoughts. May they be kind. Past your words. May they be wise. And rest in front of the heart. May it be welcoming. Let's take a single Om to close our practice. Together, breath in. Thumbs to the brow center. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful day.